Hello guys, welcome back to episode 2. So I was playing for a bit and recording the video for you guys, and for some reason the file was corrupted. My save was no longer playable after a while because it is still in early access. So these sort of things do sort of happen. And what happened was I think I was idling for too long, just figuring out the video and stuff in the game, and I didn't save quite as often as I would usually, and that I think caused the file to become corrupted. So I've made a new character and sort of basically with the same attributes and talents and appearance as my initial character. So, but the name is sort of different. But you know, I don't think for our purposes that really matters. And for the plan of the videos is to basically go through the story quite slowly and basically walk you through the whole process. And I think from just playing around with the video making process, I figured I just take things very slowly and just make the videos, try to keep it within a 30 minutes to an hour range of time each episode. And hopefully that works for you guys. Just if you have any advice or comments, just leave something on the channel and I will definitely make sure to read it. And hopefully the English translations are helping you guys, or is something that you guys are looking for. Because I've seen a lot of comments on the Steam page that says that there needs to be an English translation. So I figured this is still worthwhile, even if the game itself is still early access and can be quite buggy at times. So let us begin. We've made it out of the initial newbie town and the bamboo forest. Now we're trying to overcome our current limitations. We're in the first stage. We've already overcame the first bottleneck. We need to overcome the second bottleneck and then ascend into the next stage in our progression to become a sage, or in our journey to become sort of this sort of deity kind of creature or being. So there's a signpost. Let us go there, and when you go to a signpost, it will tell you that you could see these things. We already have this one because it was given to us by one of the fellows who had been knocked out by the dragon. So let's look at the town. It's over there. Good. So now let's look at here. And if you guys have any comments or sort of things that you want me to do, just leave it in a comment. So there is a shadow that's walking towards you. This is a girl who's running away from some guy and who's hunting after them. And she doesn't know who is chasing after them, and we were bored and playing outside, but now we're getting hunted for no reason. He's coming, and we volunteer to block the person who is trying to get to her. So this is Hou-Yi, right? This is the main character of the current episode, and in Chinese mythology, Hou-Yi, there had been 10 suns in the sky, and it was causing great misery to the people living. Obviously, imagine having 10 suns in the sky. And he volunteered and shot and destroyed 9 of the suns with his bow and arrows. So, and saved the people from, or ended the people's misery in that way. So we're now sort of participating in this myth. So he's chasing after the girl, looking to kill her. Metaphorically, that girl is one of the 10 suns. But in this game, or in the classics of Mountains and Seas, the developer has made it into a bird, right? Into a ladybird. So, but now we still don't know any of this, so we're stopping him from hunting the girl. So even though I had to remake my character, I still ended up with Blade, which is quite nice. Like, I still had Blade as one of my highest attributes or talents. Now he's telling us that the girl was transformed from a three-footed raven, 三足乌, and there's many of them. So now we volunteer to hunt the three-footed ravens, and he's telling us it might not be a clever idea because they're fairly strong. So this is one of the initial towns that we've unlocked by saving the person in the beginning. And now we want to look at what they have. So they have wood, knife, and sword. So, since we are blade and sword oriented, I think it is a good idea to start to sort of join this school as our initial school. Okay, now it tells us that we have to come back in 3 months time, and we'll be back after 3 months to participate in the entrance exam. Oh, which one is this? So these are the basically the dungeons that we have to fight in order to transcend into the next stage. So there are 3 ways to make that ascension to the next stage, and the game right now is unlocked. The highest unlock is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 6th stage, and in March, so in a few weeks, I think the developers will open access to these 2 stages, which is quite exciting. So in order to go to the next stage, we can click on either of the 3, and it'll show us what we need in order to ascend, right? So we need 3 out of the 6 in this line, and 6 out of the 6 in this line if we want to ascend through the highest stage. So the benefits of this is that this allows us to get better attributes or talents through the ascension. This one, the human one is the smallest, but supposedly it's supposed to take the least effort. The middle one, of course, it requires 3 out of the 6 and 2 out of the 6, and the human one requires a pill that you could craft on your own, and 1 out of the 6. Okay, so we're gonna take our time and go through this process, and I think it will probably take me 2 or 3 episodes just to get through this process, and it is in these episodes or in this process that I will demonstrate to you the sort of the core mechanics of the game. So I think it's a good idea to take it slowly. So these dungeons, you can sort of locate them by just traveling around on the map, or go to the bar and ask for their locations. But it doesn't have it's not particular sort of a location on the map, which is possible to tell in here. It's sort of like a horizontal and vertical axes. So if you don't know Chinese, it might be difficult to locate them in that way. So you could just walk around on the map, right? And it takes 500 currency. We have 1500 right now. To enter, and then you will go inside. It's a sort of a larger dungeon, and you fight through the dungeon, and after you defeat the final boss, you get one out of the 3 of these ones, right? And these ones, the purple ones, actually drop from the bosses that we will encounter by trying to gather these. These 6 are sort of dropped from bosses as well, but these bosses come out sort of from time to time in the sort of Pokemon regions, right? The regions where you enter and they will sort of automatically attack you without previous warning, right? And these are the sort of regions that you will encounter. They're sort of littered throughout the map, and you can also find by just walking around. So the first few years or month of the game, you're basically just traveling around, exploring the map, looking at places, looking for schools that you can participate or join. So this is one of the Pokemon regions that I was talking about, right? If you look on the map, it will now show as so there are 6 of them. They're based on the elemental. They're based on the elemental qualities, right? So there's fire, water, thunder, wind, earth, and wood. So depending on which one you find, you will fight a boss that is of that particular element, and you will have to defeat those bosses if you decide to if you decide that you want to gather all 6 of the sort of items that you need in order to make the ascension, right? So you walk by a set of mountains, and there are deers that the sound of a deer that sort of emanating or coming out of the mountains in the form of light. We now have the option either to find the light or find the source of the sound. So you see on the bottom of a cavern, there's a lake, and you find a red feathered chicken trying to get a fish from the lake. Okay. So this bird is actually some sort of a mystical creature, I suppose, and you let people know in the city know and be prepared, and you get a reputation from that. So that is I suppose a sort of a reference to the myth, and that creature was, I suppose, posed a threat, right, to the city. And so this is another one of those Pokemon regions. This one is the Thunder one. I don't know if it shows up on the map. Yeah. So water, thunder, right? And this is the bird that we were supposed to hunt, but I suppose it's not possible for us to do. But the game sort of compels us to just give this a try, which is, I think, hopeless. See, they don't even have health bars, so. Right. So these 2 will be the boss for a later point in the game, and you have to defeat them later on. So just to give you a sense of what's coming at you, right? What you can look for, what to expect. So now we can talk to Hou-Yi. Says it's difficult. Yeah, no shit. So he says he has discovered a way to kill the bird, but he needs to craft this item, and he still needs some materials, and that we need a branch from a mulberry tree and the golden feathers of this man-faced bird, right? So we have to go to these places. He has never seen these monsters. He hasn't been able to get the branch or the feather, and he's asking us to do these things for him, right? And as every good-natured, aspiring sage, we volunteer ourselves to this task. So actually, after the fight, we were relocated to this place, so back to our initial sort of spawn. So now we walk around. We're basically just exploring the map, looking for all the sort of Pokemon dungeons, exploring, seeing if there's anything interesting, anything interesting to look at. So I think I won't do much socializing. I'm just gonna explore the map. So there's the entrance exam at our school is about to happen, and there's somebody near this place became a sort of a demonic, became demonic or aberrant or crazy because he went too far trying to create pills, right? And he's now killing innocent peoples. So we have to sort of deal with deal with him if we can find where he is. Find out where he is. So now we want to go back to our city. So it's actually, the game has actually a teleportation system. In the cities and the major schools, you can teleport. It is often cheaper to teleport from town to town. It gets more expensive if you want to teleport from a school that you're not a member of. Let's go back to our school. It takes only $50, right? Not too bad. So now we can participate in our entrance exam. So we have to defeat, quite a number of rounds of opponents. This should be easy enough, right? Crap, we're losing. Oh shoot, we're losing hard. Alright, I guess we didn't take our time to train enough, and I think it's supposed to... Okay, we failed. Crud. That's okay, we can always just apply again, reapply, and there's always summer school. And we'll come back again, sure. Come on, we have to watch this whole thing? That's not fair. I got my ass kicked. I should be able to leave right away. Alright, so we have to look at who wins and sort of who loses. Alright. Fine. So this is the only successful person? Alright. So we now reapply, yes. 3 months later. Alright, so we'll come back again in 3 months. It will be much easier after we overcome the second bottleneck. So I'm just going to do a bit more exploring, get a sense of what the game is like in the initial stages. So again, we can sort of train ourselves at these blue energy spots, just sort of harness the energy of nature, I guess. This person want to train together. Who is he? So we know him. We know her from a previous encounter, I suppose. So we now are friends with her. So members of the opposite sex could train with each other like that. I guess it's a Taoist concept. I guess you could call it a Taoist concept, where the yin and the yang sort of could work together and improve your sort of capacities. I don't know. So there's a bunch of strangers. I'm not going to take much time talking to strangers in this episode. I'll leave that to the next episode, because there's enough to do. So this guy, this is actually not the meth addict. This is the feng shui person, right? This is another monster that just randomly appeared on the map. So one of your peers was trying to cultivate his abilities to do feng shui, and he went a bit doo-doo, and now you have to take care of him. Alright, let's do this. So he actually has a real name. He actually has a sort of human name, but he became a blood puppet, right? Sort of a blood surrogate who sort of fucked up. So since we haven't overcome our second bottleneck, the game is still quite difficult as of now, right? But things will improve dramatically after we overcome the second bottleneck. I promise. Okay, so the blood puppet as a monster actually silences you with one of his abilities, which does make the fight a bit more difficult. Right? Let's dodge this. Good. No. So as a knife user or blade user, it is possible for you to leech HP by hitting monsters, which is sort of making it still a possible thing to do for me to overcome the struggle, right? Which it is a struggle. So this AoE attack actually damages you quite a bit if you stay in it. I think we're dying. So not off to a great start. usually I take my time. Usually you should take your time and train yourself for the next stages, so that it becomes easier. So I'm gonna try to focus now, and hopefully get through this alive. Because I really don't want to spend one of my the life pills, the respawn pills that you get at the beginning of the game. I think I'm dead. Okay, I'm dead. Yeah, I'm dead. So I think this is just sad. Okay, I think I'm gonna just spend one of these points just to show you guys that what happens, right? So if you die in the game, it is possible to use one of the 9 respawns that you get from the beginning of the game, and now I'm sad, right? I'm really sad. So now I think, I don't remember if I received anything. So I did receive one of these from the bird, right? So I did receive a mobility spell, and it is, you can look at how it's, okay, it's one of these spells, right? So we can learn it. So to learn it, you just sort of go through this game. Which I think I've already done in the initial, in the first episode. So, you know, you just do this and you earn a mobility, you've mastered the mobility item, spell, and you just equip it. Yeah, so now we can either train ourselves. I think I'm gonna do explore a bit and try to sort of reach the second bottleneck and try to overcome it instead of fighting any bosses, right? Because so another monster appeared in the forest, in the Pokemon region, one of the Pokemon regions. So that is a medicine creature. I think this is an easier fight, but you know, there's a chance that we might die. So a sort of a rat sort of creature has a pearl in his mouth, and there's a fox chasing him. We're gonna help the fox. We can either help the fox or the rat. I think fighting the rat is the more difficult fight, but I think it's still possible. We're gonna try it. Yeah, it's okay. It's possible. It's easier than the blood puppet for sure. Okay, yeah. Good. So we're not totally hopeless, right? So. So we took the pearl and we earned a 25 luck for 6 months from it, which is quite nice. Month is over. I suppose we're taking a bit longer than usual because we're just kept dying, right? So there's the second round of contests, and I think I'm gonna get my ass kicked again. But do we want to get our ass kicked again? Life is struggle, right? Now I'm hesitant. Sure. Give it a try. Yes. I really hope this works. I should look at what they're like. We have the mobility item now, so spell now, so it is slightly better. But we're still getting our ass kicked. Okay. I don't think this is hopeful. This is not a good. This is not good. Fuck. All right. So I think I'm not gonna register myself for now. Quite embarrassing. So clearly we need to overcome the second bottleneck, as I said before, and so let's focus on doing that now. You know, basically, you guys are getting sort of, I'm showing you guys what not to do, right? Try not to get your ass kicked over and over again, trying to pass an entrance exam, right? Quite sad, quite unfortunate series of sequence of events, to be sure. So we are looking for these spots and traveling over, sort of exploring the map, right? So we're halfway there. So you want to press this button. It sort of says train to train. She wants to spar. She's pretty talented. Same stage, sure. I don't know why. Maybe I rolled my attack too low. I thought my attack was pretty high though, actually. I don't know. The game sometimes just messes with you. Okay. She's kicking my ass too. Alright, I'm discouraged now. I mean, if I fail to do this, how can I possibly become a sage? Alright, good. So there's some... And we're playing on the easiest difficulty, right? So the game definitely requires you to do some preparation before you want to take on the more difficult tasks. So she wants to train together, sure. So we did, you know, get a bit closer to the point where we want. And by training together with a member of the opposite sex, or just engaging in sparring, you also get these points called 心得, which are sort of insights that you could use to sort of convert into a game stat. So that game stat is found in the fourth sort of tab, and you can transform these things you get from training with others or sparring with others. And with these points, so I have 15 points right now, what you can do is equip sort of passive abilities that you can learn or unlock through buying them in the cities or the towns, or buying them at the schools, which of course requires it that you are a member of a school. Clearly, I'm not talented enough right now to be a member of any school, so we shall try that again soon, right? And hopefully that'll work. So another signpost. Let's see if I can find something we haven't found before. Nope. So we've discovered both of the relevant locations nearby. So this is the school, sort of the bane of my existence right now. Oh, there is a random event that just came out. So it's a frozen lake sort of thing. There's a lot of corpses and demons. There's a little girl sitting by a tree, and there's sort of some birds or beasts by her. So she's sort of like a snow lady. She needs help, and you can tell her to go back north. Oh, that's not a good idea. So one of the options causes her to fight you, and I suppose it's possible to get my ass kicked here. Oh no, I just have to last 15 seconds, I guess. She's not taking any damage at all. So I think we've successfully persuaded her to go back north. Go back to where you're from, right? Sort of thing. Okay. So the sky became dark, and it suddenly started to rain. And from the clouds came out a huge hand. I suppose this is the huge hand. And took the girl inside. And from the clouds you hear, "Dad, it's so boring at home. I just want to play outside for a bit longer." Right? Dad! So actually the girl sort of snuck out, and when she was fighting with you, exposed her location, and her parents are sort of taking her back. And you don't know what happened. There's a lot of rumbling in the clouds, and a lightning struck at you, sort of payback for what you did to the girl. that's odd. Payback, like a reward. So you get 3 plus water, 3 plus thunder, and 3 plus wind, which is pretty cool. So that's actually quite fortunate. We're I forget if I'm talented in any of those attributes, but let's take a look. So it actually helped us with our water and wind, right? We're good at these two. So that's quite nice. So now we are at our second bottleneck. Let us go to a city or town and buy a scroll, right? We need to purchase a scroll sort of thing. I suppose we could go to this one. Oh. So you look at it, there was some sound, and a white-faced or white-headed red ape, a red-footed ape, is fighting with a python or serpent. And as you watch them fight, you acquired some insights, I suppose, and you trained further. Although we didn't really get anything from that because we are at our bottleneck. So let's go into the shop at the town and buy our second pill, right? So this is an interesting concept. You take pills to improve, right? And these pills sort of have harnessed the energies from the nature. So you just take it and you can overcome a bottleneck, right? Great. I think now we can go back to so this teleportation system saves your time, right? So we can apply again. Hopefully this time things will go right. We can of course talk to these people, or we can just keep on exploring. I think I'm just going to keep on exploring, and it'll be another 3 months before. So this our friend gives us some HP pills, very nice. So it'll be 3 months, and because we're walking on the map, and I think right now we don't have any mobility items, although I should probably get a mobility item. And we lost something because we fell into a swamp. Nice. And because walking around in the sort of, this is a city, this is 2 towns. Did we discover the city? Yeah, okay. So walking around on the map is probably the most time-consuming sort of thing that you could do if you don't, in the early stages of the game, because you don't have enough walkability or foot power. As you progress in the game, you will unlock more mobility or better mobility items, and those items will help you to get around the map a lot faster and consume less in-game time. So now, near this town, in the earth element or sand element Pokemon region, there appeared this monster, and by fighting this monster and defeating, and now there's a meth addict near this part of the map, and by defeating this monster, one acquires one of the items that you need in order to ascend into the next stage, and the earth, orb would drop, right? If you successfully defeat the boss, which we should be able to do now because we've finally overcame our second bottleneck, right? So here we're trying to buy a mobility item. Very nice. So plus 150 foot power, right? You could call it horsepower. Eventually we will be, I suppose, riding horses of things or things of that nature. So now we are ready to explore a bit more until the entrance exam takes place again, right? And I suppose I should end the second episode after we've successfully and finally passed the entrance exam. And that's gonna happen very soon. So people, because we have one of the attributes that gives us 900 or gives us 900 charm, it is quite easy for people will automatically talk to us on their own. So we don't actually have to spend time trying to talk to people, which is quite nice. So I'm gonna teleport here. After we pass the exam, I'll come back. I'll teleport here and explore the map a bit again. So in the beginning of the third episode, I think I'm just gonna do a bit more exploring and come back when I've discovered all of these Pokemon regions and all of the sort of the dungeons that we need to fight in order to progress into the next stage, in order to gather all the items to progress into the next stage. And after I've explored this part, the initial part of the map, I'll start the third episode from there. So, but for now, let us go back to this to our school, to the school that we want to get into, and try to fight it out. Right? Try to finally succeed in our efforts. So this is our first opponent. So he's actually only in the initial stages, which should make it quite easy for us because we're now in the late stages of our first, the last stage of our final, of our first sort of. Why is this so difficult? He's still kicking our ass. No. Okay, good. This is since we've overcame the second bottleneck, it's become a lot easier, right? Good. This is looking up. Good. Let's see. I mean, I didn't bother looking because, you know, he only has 300 HP, so it means he hasn't overcome the second bottleneck. So this is a Earth user, Earth elemental user. The other opponent we fought, the first one I forget. We'll see. So this is all of the spells that your opponents use can be unlocked and used on your for yourself. This is that was his ultimate. Oh wow, he actually has an ultimate. All right, so we defeated that. We still have 2 more rounds to go. Okay, we actually didn't have an opponent, so 1 more round. Good. Should be easy. So we're in around the same stage in our training. Oh crud! So he's also another knife user or blade user. We can do this. Okay, crap. Okay, he missed. Oh no, it's his ultimate. That's his ultimate. So when this is okay, good. The blade ultimate is quite strong. We don't have it for whatever reason. Try to avoid this. He has life leech as well. I think we lost, but that's okay because even if we lose, we still are successful. We're marginally successful in passing the exam. So we lost, right? And even though we lost, we just are second place, and we successfully earned credits for the school. We earned 100 credits, and these credits can be used to purchase items that can be used to improve your basic stats, right? These stats. And there are some goodies that you need, you know, the HP, mana pills that you can buy. I'm not going to bother with those things right now. You can also unlock sort of passive abilities for your character. These are quite nice because I can actually use them. This one is actually for attack. I think this one is for a mobility item for the sword. I think right now I just really want to unlock some passives, right? Some beginner passives would be nice, because I do feel that we're a little bit too weak, right? So I'm gonna unlock these 2 passives and learn them, right? So I think that's it for the second episode. I'm just gonna go explore the world, learn these passives, equip them, explore the map a little bit more, and then pick it up from there and start our third episode there. So I hope this has been helpful and enjoyable. I'll see you guys later.